Hello and welcome to my channel, Talisman Tarot. In this reading I want to ask the cards and spirit directly through channeling about why the person on your mind turned against you. And I have 4 groups here that you can choose from. This will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, and this will be group number 4. So I will ask you to use your intuition and choose the group that speaks to you the most, the group that catches your eye. And if you want a closer look at the decks, you can just wait until after this introduction. There will be an image of all the decks up close and personal, so check that out too. And when you know which deck is your deck, which group is your group, then go down to the description box below and find the timestamp for your particular group and click on that, and your reading should appear in front of you. And while you're down there in the description box below, make sure to check out my guide on how to book a personal reading from me. I love doing personal readings for you guys. It's always a pleasure, so please check that out. But let's focus on this reading right here. Choose your group and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1, you chose this Jolanda Tarot deck, and I'm going to start with some channeling and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 1, the people who will choose group number 1? Why did this person turn against group number 1? The person on group number 1's mind, why did this person turn against group number 1? Okay, it seems that it was someone else who got in between you two. I don't think it had anything to do with your connection. Like, I think if this person hadn't come in between you guys, I think you would have been fine. You would have been okay. I think it's just someone else. Someone told this person something about you or tried to make this person turn against you. I don't know what this person had to gain from doing that, but this person definitely said something to this person, to the person on your mind. This person might have had beef with you, or might have gotten angry with you over something, maybe something silly, but it was maybe enough for this person to be really petty about it. And so I think this person might have tried to turn this person against you because of revenge, you know, or maybe this person just wanted to see if the person on your mind was loyal to them or whether this person was loyal to you. So it's also about loyalty, seeing which side this person would take. If this other person gave the person on your mind an ultimatum, I think maybe, like, I feel like it might have been some kind of ultimatum that either this person would have to, you know, like, either this person would have to stop seeing you or stop seeing this other bitch. And I think the person on your mind might have chosen the other person, you know, the other bitch. I'm gonna call this person a bitch because this person seems to have been a little bit of a bitch. So I'm just gonna say it like I see it, you know. I don't know if it was someone that the person on your mind, if they were dating that person and that person was giving them an ultimatum that they had to choose between you and them. Or if this person just wanted revenge. I don't know. I don't know which one it is. But I feel like I feel like you two would have been fine if it wasn't because this other person came in and was a gossip and just a mean person saying something that wasn't true about you, or like I think it's just I think this person said something about you that was like a complete lie. But of course this person was maybe desperate to get this person to stop talking to you, so I don't know, like, or to turn against you, that it was so important. I don't know. With the Ace of Pentacles, so there was maybe something to gain from this. Now I'm not talking about the person on your mind, because again, it's not about them. Like why they turned against you, they didn't, or they did. It was their own choice, I know that, and they did turn against you, but it wasn't their own decision, or it wasn't their own, idea. They didn't come up with this. Like it wasn't their own doing. It was someone else being a snake who was manipulating this person to do it. So, and I'm sensing that the Ace of Pentacles could be could be a reason, a reason behind why this other person wanted to manipulate the person on your mind to stop talking to you, that there might have been a financial gain. I don't know, like I feel like that's strange, but of course it could maybe make sense, but it could also just be about security. Oh yeah, that makes more sense actually. Securing the person on your mind. I think this other person was afraid of losing the person on your mind, and so it was all about this desperate attempt to trap them, to get them to stop talking to everybody else, and to isolate this person away from everyone who could potentially be a threat to this person. So okay, with the Knight of Swords reversed, okay, I feel like this person couldn't handle the fact that you and the person on your mind, before they turned against you, of course, but before that happened, I feel like you two actually were very good at communicating and talking to each other, and that you were actually quite good at, having deep conversations, talking from the heart to each other, or like I feel like you two had a good bond when it came to communication, being on the same wavelength, being able to talk to each other for hours without it getting boring or without any awkward silence. And I think this other person couldn't handle that you and the person on your mind was hitting it off so well, like that you two were so talkative with each other. So I'm going to shuffle a little bit more just to get a little bit more information about, I want to know what drove this other person to get in between you and the person on your mind. I just want to see what this person's intentions were, what their agenda was, like what was, why, or just why, like just the reason why. Knight of Cups reversed. you were just a potential threat. You had such a grasp on this person that it was dangerous. And I think this other person, even if they weren't in a relationship at the time, I think this person still had some kind of ownership feeling over this person. And even if it wasn't romantic, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I feel like this other person just felt like that was their friend, or if it was their partner, like their boyfriend or girlfriend, then I just think this person felt ownership. Like they felt like they were very possessive over this person. And so to see that person be happy with someone else, that's just, it's just hard. And maybe also, it's not just that they were happy with you, but also that it seemed like you were able to, that you were able to have an impact, that you could see through some of the manipulation maybe, or that you were maybe seeing this person clearly, that you were like, and I feel like maybe this other, I'm just going to call it like, I don't know, like how to distinguish between the person on your mind and this other bitch. I don't know if we should just call it the other bitch. I don't know. But like, let's just, yeah. I don't know how to distinguish between them, but I think you get it. So, but yeah, this I'm going to call it the other person, and the person on your mind, I'm going to call that person the person on your mind. So sorry, but yeah, I feel like this other person was always in the picture. I feel like when you two were friends, I think this person was in the background. This person was there, and this person was always kind of jealous of what you two had. And so this person wanted to get in between and wanted you to, I don't know if I'm repeating myself now, because of course I'm just talking about the same thing over and over again, but I just feel like this person never really had what you had with the person on your mind, like that you were able to, and also the manipulation thing. I think you always saw this other person as rather crafty. I don't know, like cunning. A little, like someone that you didn't feel like you could trust at the time, but you knew that, of course, the person on your mind trusted this person, so you had to kind of maybe accept that this person was in the picture. And maybe this person was also a friend of yours, but you might have still had this person as a friend, where you still had your precautions with this person, that you liked being around this person, but you also knew that you couldn't tell this person everything, because you knew that this person would just, like, it's like, this person is a spreader. Like, they like to spread rumors around, and you knew that, I think. And so you might have always seen this person as a little bit manipulative, or a very much manipulative, and that I think this person, like, I think the other person knew that about you, but also knew that, the person on your mind was a little bit blind towards them. So that makes it easy for them to just make you lose your credibility by getting in this person's head and telling that person that you're the one who can't be trusted, you're the one who doesn't have credibility, you're the one manipulating. And I think the person on your mind actually believed this person, the other person's crap. And so I think that's when this person turned against you. And it's sad, But that's, yeah. 10 of Swords, a snake in paradise. Yes, this person was a snake in paradise. This person got in their ear and started asking the right questions, because this person knows, like, this person is clever, you know, the other person. The other person is clever as fuck, and this person knows exactly what strings to pull in order to, you know, get the person on your mind to question your intentions, you know, and see you as, you know, like, what are you actually here for? Like, what, and I think this, yeah, that's why this person turned against you. It's someone else's doing. So I feel like don't target your anger against this person, because I think it's also important to remember that you two had good memories together, that you had good times, and I feel like this person, the other person, would win if you get to a point where you just delete all the good memories that you had with this person just because this person got in between. I think it's just better to just try to remember the good times that you two had with each other, and remember that it wasn't it wasn't completely their fault. Of course, they should have been less gullible, obviously, and should have trusted you more than this other person. But then again, like, I feel like that's maybe something that can't really be, you know, fixed. But I still think that if it's been a while since this happened, I think this person, the person on your mind, I think the person on your mind has probably realized, you know, that there are things about the other person that are starting to show, you know, they are starting to show their true colors, even though this person is extremely blind to anything that the other person is doing. But I still think there are too many coincidences that it's starting to form a pattern, and I think the person on your mind is starting to realize. But it might take some time before this person completely realizes that they might have trusted the wrong person here. And I say might, even though it's obvious this person trusted the wrong person. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle some of these Gypsy Oracle cards. I'm gonna, like, want to kind of get a little bit in his or her, sorry, I don't know the gender of the person, but the person on your mind, I want to get into this person's head a little bit and figure out what it was that was going through this person's head when this person turned against you, you know? Like, melancholy. Well, this person was in a tough situation. In a way, there could have been like a subconscious feeling. And I think this person is rather blind and gullible, but I think there is also maybe another layer to this, where I think this person, the person on your mind, I think this person didn't really have a choice in the matter. I don't know why. It's especially if this person was dating the other persons, then it makes sense, because I think this person might have known that, okay, it's not certain that this is the truth at all, and maybe this person, the person on your mind, didn't even believe what the other person was saying about you, but had to just agree just to keep the peace, you know. So, and I think that caused them to have a lot of melancholy. I think it was a hard decision to have to turn against you. It wasn't straightforward at all, and it was sad, and they were sad about it. They were melancholic about it. So I'm going to shuffle some of these archetype cards just to get a little, I don't know what I want to figure out. I'm just going to see, like, again, what was going through the person on your mind when they turned against you. Engineer. This actually makes a lot of sense. The light attributes, they say, ability to give creative energy a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. And it's just the engineer. And I think, in a way, I think this person felt like there were, you know, there were no perfect solution, but this was maybe the solution that would cause the least trouble, you know. It was the most practical solution, I think, to turn against you, because for whatever reason the other person had something on them that they, like, that was a little bit more like they couldn't choose you over the other person. And the reason being that either they were involved romantically with the other person, which made it a difficult decision, but a practical decision, because, you know, they had to just, you know, do whatever they had to do in order to keep being in that romantic relationship, you know. But I'm also sensing, you know, that it could have been that if it wasn't a romantic connection, if that doesn't ring a bell for you, then there could be something about like, if the other person was just a friend and you were also a friend at the time, this person might have felt like they had to choose the other friend over you, because the other friend might have had info. You know, knowledge is power. So if this person had something, you know, some ransom, something, you know, something that they could use to blackmail, you know, something that was very problematic. So, you know, they had to choose the most practical solution here, and you might not have had anything against them, or anything that you could use against them. And they knew that you also don't blackmail people. You're not the type of person who would ever do that. I think most people wouldn't blackmail a friend ever. Like, I think that's some next level shit, and I feel like that, you know, maybe it makes sense that this person was in an awful situation, and, you know, it just seems that it was the most, like, it wasn't a nice decision for them to make. They were sad about it. They felt grief, sorrow. They lost you, and I think they felt like that was, you know, that made them, you know, made them like this, you know, melancholic. And so it just so you know, this caused the person on your mind a lot of grief. They didn't want to turn against you. That was not their wish ever. And so, yeah, I hope that gave you some clarity on this situation. So this is my answer for you. So thank you for watching. And if you want a personal reading from me, then go down to the description box below and find a guide on how to book a personal reading. It's in the description box below. And yeah, have a great day and bye. Hello, group number 2. You chose the Alcohol Tarot. And I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 2, the people who will choose group number 2? Why did the person on group number 2's mind turn against group number 2? Okay, this person felt like you had grown apart. That they didn't have anything in common with you anymore. That it was hard to talk to you because this person felt like you two were not on the same wavelength anymore. And I think if you asked this person why this person turned against you, I think this person would probably say that they felt like you two had grown apart. And I think what this person actually means is that they feel like they grew and you stayed the same, which I feel like is often, I feel like often people use the growing apart term to kind of lift themselves up and say to another person, like, you're just the same, you're just here and I'm up here, and that's why we can't be friends anymore, because you haven't grown to the point that I have grown. And I feel like, first of all, that's just wrong, because what I think this person doesn't realize is that it doesn't actually have anything to do with growth. It has something to do with change, and that some people are better at change than other people, better at adapting to new normals, like new ways of connecting. And I think the problem is that I think you two formed your connection, your friendship, when you were maybe working together or going to school together. So you were already in a shared experience. You had the same teachers or the same bosses or the same coworkers or the same classmates. You had people around you that were mutual friends. You had people you could bitch about. You had several experiences that were shared, things that you experienced throughout the day that you could talk about because it was easy to talk about because you both were there, So of course it's easy to find something to talk about when you are both having a shared experience. And of course, when you get out of school, or when you quit your job, or when you lose your job, or when you start a job somewhere else and suddenly you are apart from each other, not actually having the shared experience anymore, not sharing everyday life with each other anymore, of course you stop having anything to talk about, obviously, because suddenly you can't take the obvious things, the things that are happening where you don't have to actually explain what happened because you both were there. So there is an underlying understanding of the things that you two were going through, and it was much easier back then. Of course it was. When this connection changed, I think you were probably the one who wanted to give this a chance, to see if you two could have a connection outside the school or outside the workplace, where you could maybe start just, you know, talking about things that are happening, you know, within your everyday life, but where you have to explain it a little bit more, but you have to still, like, well, you can still share stories and make fun of people, even if you don't know that person that the other person is talking about. It's still fun to hear someone talk about their colleague, or you don't have to have those as mutual acquaintances. But I think that is where this person was stuck. I think this person couldn't really be bothered to actually have to talk about people that this person didn't already know. And I think it got to a point where it was just too difficult, and that this person just felt like, oh, you don't have anything. Like, now you both just sit there and you're not actually talking about the things that you used to talk about. And that, I think it's just, I think this person, the person that you're asking about, couldn't be bothered to adapt to the new arrangement of this connection. Like that this had to be changed, and that you couldn't keep up the dynamic that you used to have, obviously. So I think and I think maybe this, I just feel like there. I don't think you've lost a lot from this, you know, because of course I think you two had a good connection before. But if this person didn't want to put in the work to make this connection work after you two, you know, that I feel like it's just so easy to just drop the whole "we've grown apart" thing, you know, and use that as an excuse. I think there is something about this person that kind of makes me feel like they might be on the spectrum a little bit, because I feel like it's the whole change that made this person feel like you two couldn't be together anymore, because the dynamic had changed, and now it was so different, and so this person just wanted to get out of it, you know. I don't know if I'm reading this this correctly or incorrectly. I'm not sure. It's just that I feel like also I think this person couldn't really like, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm like, I don't want to, you know, put any diagnosis here. And of course now I said it and I regret saying it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shuffle and see what the cards have to say about why they turned against you. I just feel like it's so weird to take something that I feel like was very good. Like, I think your connection was very good, and then suddenly to just turn against you and be like almost like ghosting you as a friend, like just stop having any contact with you at all after talking to each other every day. I feel like that's just, it just seems like this person has, maybe this person is like, this person can easily detach from people. Like, this person can just, you know, it's like when someone is out of sight, they're out of mind. And so if you're not there, then you're, oh, that makes sense as well. Like, I think this person felt strongly about this connection when you were seeing each other every day. But as soon as they stopped seeing you in their everyday life, I think this person just forgot you existed, kind of, and couldn't be bothered, because now suddenly you were not really there as much. And so what's the point? And I think I hate to say that, because but I feel like it's just, it's strange to me to see this person just detach completely from you, and not wanting anything to do with you, because I don't get it. I feel like this person ghosted you, kind of. And I feel like this was a friend of yours, or I don't know if I'm right or wrong about that, but I feel like it's just weird to ghost a friend. You know, you can ghost someone that you went on a Tinder date with. Like, that's, of course, that's bad behavior, but you know, that's something that is halfway acceptable, especially like from societal norms, you know. But to ghost a friend that you've had for years and years and years, you know, that just seems, you know, seems strange. And it seems like there's no actual reason other than this person just feeling suddenly that you two have grown apart. But it could be that this person like moved away and wanted to reinvent themselves or something, and couldn't be bothered with people from their old life, because the people from their old life was starting to taint or get in the way of the of the new life, you know. I don't know. But with the Two of Spears here, reversed, this is Two of Wands, reversed. So this is about, you know, this is about you being in the past. I think that is like, I think there is also that you are a part of the past, and this person has moved on from the past, which we all do, you know. That's the whole thing, you know. That's the pace that life is, like, that's just how life works. We all, you know, we all move forward, but we can still, you know, still create memories with people from the past. We don't have to just eliminate everything from the past in order to move forward. Unless this person feels like the past was very difficult, or something that this person needs to, you know, distance themselves from, because they can't handle thinking about the past. And so since you were in it, it might make them feel like you remind them of a bad time in their life. That could be, you know, especially if you two went to school together, but also if you worked together. Maybe it wasn't a good experience for this person, and so maybe that's where the problem is. But again, it's like, I feel like you were one of the good things from that experience. Like, you made it easier for this person to get through their school, or like their work, like, yeah, get through it, like get through their everyday life. And so you were a good thing, a positive impact. So I don't understand why you need to be punished for this person having a bad experience with others. You know, then this person should be, you know, punishing the other people. The people who didn't stick up for them. And I think you stuck up for them. So what, I just don't understand. But of course, trauma is, you know, it can make us do strange things. So maybe this is a trauma response where this person just can't think about it because it gives them, you know, PTSD or something. I feel like PTSD is a little bit, you know, I don't know, like maybe it was a terrible experience for them. I can't say what this person was feeling, but because I feel like it's also a little bit hard to actually know what this person was feeling, because I think this person has a different way of responding that I think it's very hard to read this person and very hard to know what this person is thinking. Hence why you probably want to watch this video, because it's probably easier to get the answer from a tarot reader instead of getting the answer from this person, because I think this person is hard to figure out. And I don't know if this person is, maybe this person isn't even aware of it themselves, like how they are responding and their own defense mechanisms, their own coping mechanisms. This person might just be on survival mode, and they do maybe things that are slightly uncomprehendable for others, like for people who can't just, you know, turn our backs on a person that we have known for a long time, that we have been friends with, turn our backs from one day to the next just for absolutely no reason like that. We can't do that. And well, we can. I think I have probably done that actually. So I can't say that I'm, you know, a saint in this, but it just still puzzles me that it's because this person is punishing the wrong person, and like, you're not someone who did anything to them. I feel like this person might have been bullied at the time. This person might have felt like people were making fun of them behind their back, and that they might have felt like an outcast, like someone that didn't really fit in, and everybody was, you know, giving this person a rough time. But you weren't. That's the thing. Is you weren't one of the bad guys. You were one of the good ones who was genuinely just a friend to this person, and that you really enjoyed spending time with this person. So I just don't understand why you're being ghosted here. So I'm gonna shuffle and see if I can get a little bit more of a reason. I want to know the reason why this person turned against you. 5 of Wands, which is 5 of Cups reversed. So I feel like this person might have like if this is someone that, like, okay, so this answer, like this card here is only for those of you who dated this person. Not for those of you who were friends with this person. It's only for those of you who were romantic with this person. And I think this person felt, maybe at the time when they ghosted you or turned against you, I think this person felt like they might have felt like they could find something better. I hate to say that, and I don't think it's even true, because I think this person is maybe starting to realize that what you two had was actually rather special, but I don't think they realized that back then, and I'm not sure. I feel like for some of you this person is maybe realizing it now, but I can't say for sure, but I think they might have thought that since you two couldn't talk to each other that much throughout, like towards the end of this connection, the end of this relationship, this person didn't really see it as their problem, you know, which is weird because it requires two people to tango, you know. So for this person to think that it must have been you who acted differently all of a sudden, whereas it could have easily just been the both of you, because the situation might have changed, and so now it was the rules didn't apply anymore, because the rules were from the past experience, the past situation, the past dynamic that was changed. So of course it wasn't the same, and it wasn't you who suddenly changed overnight. It was the situation, and I think this person just misinterpreted it as you suddenly being different, or that they felt like they couldn't talk to you anymore because they felt like maybe they had grown apart from you, because they felt like maybe suddenly they were I don't know, like it's like they were interested in other things, and that you didn't seem to have that same interest, but maybe you never did. And so it's not about growing apart, it's about this person suddenly finding a new hobby and realizing that you didn't mind or didn't seem to be interested in getting to know this person's new hobby, which was maybe not something that you ever thought was cool or anything. And maybe you did, you know, give it a shot, but maybe it was just an honest shot where you also kind of, you know, said that maybe it wasn't something that you could see yourself doing, or, you know, doing for a hobby, like that it wasn't something you wanted to maybe spend your spare time on. I don't know what I'm reading here. It's just that I feel like this person just kind of like I feel like this person introduced something new into this connection and expected you to be all in on this new thing, which then turned out that you didn't find it to be interesting, and then I think this person just felt like they were moved on, or that they were grown. Yeah, so I don't know, like I feel like if this was a relationship, I'm just gonna say it, I know that for many of you it's a friendship, but if it was a relationship, I think maybe this person tried to introduce like a new dynamic in the relationship, you know, tried to maybe convince you that it was a good idea to make it like an open relationship or something, and maybe that was when you thought they had lost it, and then maybe you said that, and maybe you still kept dating after that because maybe they honored your wishes but didn't actually do so, because even though they said that it was okay, that you weren't on board with it, because then of course then it can't be done, but maybe at the back of their mind, they might have still thought, you know, that this was a deal breaker, that you didn't find it to be something that something for you. But again, I know that this is very specific and it's just for one of you. I know that, but I just wanted to say that just so that you can get a personal reading, just you, that one of you. Sorry, but for others of you, I feel like this was a friend of yours, a colleague or a classmate or someone that you were close to, talked very much with, and had a lot of good moments with, and then suddenly it was just different. And this person didn't really look inwards to find out what was making it different. So they just blamed it on you and thought that you were the person who was making this connection weird, or that you were causing the awkwardness. And then this person was just gone and turned against you, and, you know, suddenly felt like that it was that they didn't even owe you an explanation to why they were suddenly just turning their back on you. And I think that's actually a dick move. Even if this was a woman, it's still like it is. It's not a cool move to do, and I feel like it just speaks volumes about what type of friend this person was. So. But I'm going to shuffle a little bit more about why this person turned against you. Okay. 4 of Spirits, which is 4 of Swords reversed. A lot of reversals here. Actually, all the cards are reversed. So, yeah. I think this person felt like it wasn't relaxing, that there was a lot of tension towards the end, and the tension was probably because it was a little bit hard to keep this going, and that it was maybe also taking a lot of time, you know, because it takes longer to keep keep a friendship that you where you don't share everyday life with them. Like it takes longer to talk to them, because both of you have to you know, share stories, and you have to keep each other posted, and you have to be, you know, it takes more work to be to be up to date on everything that's going on in each other's lives, and of course, because you're not always together, so you have to, you know, keep up with each other, and I think that was hard for them, especially because it seems like this person hasn't got. This person doesn't have the patience maybe to listen to you talk about stories from your life, and that I feel like that was a part of it, which is ridiculous. Is that I think when you two last spoke to each other, I think you were maybe at like a cafe or something, or talking to each other, where you were having a conversation, where you were just keeping each other up to date on what's going on in each other's lives. And it was just a nice, friendly conversation, and just a normal conversation, you know, where I think you shared some things from your life, which is very normal to do. And I think this person felt like it was dragging out, that it was taking too long, and that this person was trying to rush through it as if they were not really willing to spare you the time, or like give you the time of day, like that. They just felt like it was just maybe a little bit boring, because this person isn't a part of these stories. And that could also just be that this person is, you know, a little bit self-absorbed. So listening to stories where they are not at the center of it, they are not a part of the story, that might have just triggered them to feel like, well, why do I have to listen to this story from your workplace or from your life with these people that this person doesn't know? And like they just felt like and that's just it's a silly mindset to have. I don't understand how this person can be so self-absorbed and also be rather unapologetic about it. You know, I don't think they thought of themselves as being ridiculous in this scenario, but they are. And I think most people would agree that this person is ridiculous for not wanting to listen to a story from a friend from their life just because it's not about them. Just because it's not about this person, the person on your mind, that this person feels left out of the story and feels like, well, why do I need to hear about Brian? I don't know about Brian. Who's Brian? You know, like, and when you tell this person who Brian is, this person is like, well, why do I have to know about Brian? I'm never going to meet Brian ever. So why do I have to know everything about Brian? And, you know, it's just, of course, it's what friends do, talk about people in their lives. And it's just, okay. But I feel like this person was a shitty friend to you. And so you're better off without a friend like that. So, and with the Chariot reversed, I think it might also have been because you two moved apart from each other, or that you were suddenly further away from each other. So so it got a little bit more complicated to meet up with each other. That this person probably couldn't be bothered to, you know, travel or, you know, go, like, you know, get out of their own way in order to meet up with you. Like that they would have to sacrifice some hours or something by, you know, either coming to you or you coming to them. But like that it was maybe a bother. It was too bothersome. They couldn't be bothered with it. And that's a shitty friend. So, yeah. I think that's all I have for you. I don't want to talk about this person anymore because I feel like you're actually better off without this person. So, you know, this person was maybe never really a friend. So, yeah. Of course, if this person comes back and wants to rekindle, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because maybe you shouldn't stoop to that level, but still, it does seem like this person is a little bit self-absorbed, and so, yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching and have a great day. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And yeah, bye. Hello, group number 3. You chose the Wonderland Tarot. And I'm going to start with some channeling and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 3, the people who will choose group number 3? Why did the person on group number 3's mind turn against group number 3? Okay. They felt like they had to make a decision. They had to choose between you and another person. And they felt like they couldn't have both of you in their life at the same time. So they had to choose one over the other. And they chose the other. And this was probably a bad decision. But at the time, they felt like this was what they needed at that time. And I don't know if that resonates or makes sense to you, but I think this person felt like it was you or another person, and it felt bad. It felt like their heart was ripped out of them. And I know this sounds dramatic, but this person was in tears, having to choose between you and another person, and they chose the other person. And I feel like I'm sensing a lot of different scenarios here. I feel like this could have been someone that you had a crush on, and they also had a crush on someone else, or that they were in a relationship with someone else. Or I'm also sensing that some of you might be asking about your dad, or a family member who chose their partner over you, even though you were their blood, but they chose someone else. Or maybe your brother or your sister who chose their partner over their blood, like that. And it's never easy to do that. And I think they probably know now that it was never supposed to be one or the other. That it was faulty to make it, an ultimatum kind of thing, like that it should have been possible for this person to keep being with you and also with the other person, like that it shouldn't have eliminated what this person had with you. So I think that is one of the things that this person regrets a lot, is that of course, if this was a romantic connection that you had, I think they felt like they couldn't have the temptation. They felt like they would maybe be unfaithful if they had the temptation. And so, but that is their problem. It all just seems to be like, for the common denominator for all of you in this group is that I think the person that you're asking about, the person on your mind, had a choice or could have chosen both if they just had the personal what's it called, restraint, or being able to behave themselves and being able to, maybe also, like, if it was if you're asking about a family member who chose their partner over you, then I think they realize now that they could have maybe found a solution, that it didn't have to come to that, that everybody should be able to get along, and that there shouldn't be, nobody should be able to give another person that ultimatum, and that person shouldn't have been so chicken shit that they would rather just, pick a side or make a decision instead of taking up the battle, actually fighting to keep both things in their life, both people in their life. I'm going to shuffle and see what the cards have to say. Okay, with the King of Oysters and Queen of Flamingos. Queen of Flamingos is Queen of Swords and King of Oysters is King of Pentacles. So with the King of Pentacles, I'm sensing that the reason could have been that this person that you're asking about chose another person, and that this was like as if this was so much more important, this union with this person and another person, that was just at the core. And this person couldn't think straight, like this person couldn't think clearly because this person was so in love, or kind of in like a little bit of a folie à deux kind of situation. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, or even if that's the right way, right phrase. But you know, a little bit of you know, madness of two. That when two people get together, and if two people spend too much time together, they sort of get the same madness. They get this kind of they rile each other up, and suddenly they might lose touch of reality, and suddenly it's just all about their own kind of made up world where this is the only thing that makes sense to them suddenly. And then like they might I don't know, like with the Queen of Flamingos here, you can see that she's like doing this, like shh. She's shushing and making sure that the King of Oysters is quiet. It's about being quiet. So it could also be something about, you know, this person being the one who that the woman, like there is a woman here, and the woman is the puppeteer, and the puppeteer is making sure that the puppet doesn't say anything, or doesn't reveal that she's a puppeteer to this puppet, and that so what I'm sensing is that it could just be that there is someone else pulling the strings. So yeah, the reason why the person on your mind turned against you is likely because someone else was pulling the strings and making this person turn against you, either directly or indirectly through manipulation, where this person might have manipulated this person into thinking that it was their own decision, that they were not being influenced by anyone, that this was what they wanted. But maybe truly it came from someone else. So yeah. I'm gonna shuffle a little bit more. About why this person turned against you. It could also be that this person was, you know, kind of rushing, you know, kind of getting that feeling that they were not at a place in their life where they had accomplished the things that they wanted to accomplish. And so if they were in a romantic connection with this queen, of course I'm saying queen of flamingos here, it doesn't have to be a woman. Like if you're asking about a woman, then it could be a man who is pulling the strings, you know. But there might be something about this relationship. Like I feel like the person that you're asking about is in a relationship, and or was in a relationship at the time when they turned against you, or was at least dating someone at that time. And I feel like this person that you're asking about was maybe feeling like this was their last chance of happiness. That this was the only, you know, only shot they had. And they might have known that they had chosen someone who was maybe a little bit problematic. And maybe you knew that. And maybe you even tried to talk this person out of dating the person that they were dating at the time. Maybe because you could see right through this person. You could see that this person was a little bit manipulative and, you know, kind of possessive and a little bit dominant, to the point where this person was not really letting the person on your mind live their life, where it seemed very restrictive and kind of limiting. And maybe you felt like that there was some red flags, and maybe you were open about this, or maybe you said it indirectly by kind of, you know, suggesting that this person could find something better, or maybe it was just the way that you spoke about this person, that maybe you tried to keep a straight face and not really damn this person before, you know, knowing them, right? Like maybe you felt like you didn't really know them enough to have an opinion, but maybe your opinion still shined through a little bit, to the point where this person knew that you didn't like them. And so I feel like this could actually be like either way. Like I don't know if it came from the person on your mind or the person that they were in a relationship with at the time. But I feel like the puppeteer could have been, you know, at play here, but I feel like the puppet also was a very good puppet and could also make decisions that the puppeteer would have wanted them to make, but without actually getting the order to do it, you know? So I think it's all about training and getting kind of in someone's head. And I think that was maybe the madness of two that was going on. That it was. But I think it's mostly desperation from the person on your mind, that this person felt like this was the last chance they had of a relationship. They had to hold on to it. They couldn't have someone who didn't believe in this union. They couldn't have someone who was a naysayer in their life because they were afraid that you would get influence and actually end up making them realize that they could find something better, you know? And that maybe you were actually the one that could be better for them if this was a romantic connection that you had with them, or if this was someone that you had a crush on. I know that most of you probably didn't have a crush on this person, because I feel like many of you are actually asking about a family member or a friend of yours or someone like that. But still, it seems like this person turned against you not because of not because of you or their connection with you. It was what you could destroy, you know. So it was more that they had to get rid of you because they were trying to materialize a dream. You know, they were trying to get their life in order. They were trying to have that perfect family sort of union, you know. So yeah, I'm going to shuffle some of these Gypsy Oracle cards just to get a little bit more information about why they turned against you. What was the reason? Okay, it's too many cards. Constancy. So it's about remaining in their situation. They wanted the status quo to keep existing. They didn't want change. They didn't want to they wanted everything to just stay the same, and it's and I don't know, like, because I feel like it was also just because they had a good thing suddenly and they wanted to keep holding on to it, even though it might have actually sabotaged something else, like what they had with you. That was sabotaged, but for whatever reason, this person doesn't see that as, you know, something that, like, I feel like this person might be missing what they have actually had to sacrifice in order to be with this person. And instead they are just, you know, they just continue to sacrifice more and more people in order to be with this person. And that is because this person is trying to isolate them. And they might not realize that this is going on. But I think this person will only be, like, the puppeteer will only be happy, like, that at the day where everyone has been eliminated, you know, where it's just the two of them against the world and nobody is a threat, you know. So, and that can also be like, if this is your, like, I'm sad to say that if you're asking about your dad, or yeah, that and your dad has chosen your stepmother over you, I'm really sorry if that's the case, but they might feel like you're interfering, and that now you are at that age where you don't get a vote anymore. And so maybe your dad just feels like now your dad has to focus on this connection with your stepmother. That is the only important thing right now, because, you know, that's the everyday life. That's the person that they have to be, that they have to be around every day. And so and if you don't like your stepmother, it's like your dad feels like, well, your dad only gets to see you maybe 3 times a year or 5 times a year or something. But, you know, your stepmother is there every day, all the time. And so it's, I think this person doesn't quite think about why is it that that he doesn't see you more often, you know, and that could be because of the stepmother, you know, that's the reason. But instead he is using that, like, the reason as the excuse as well, you know, that it's because you're not coming more than 3 times like that you're only visiting 3 times a year, but it's because of your stepmother that you don't visit your dad. You would visit your dad much more often if the stepmother wasn't there, but it's just like, you know, to your dad, that's the excuse. That makes sense to him. He doesn't see that this is just a circle that just keeps continuing, like that you can just keep going in circles with this, but I don't know, like, so I'm going to shuffle some of these archetype cards just to get a little bit more information about why they turned against you. It wasn't because of you. It wasn't because of anything you did, but maybe like it could have been that you had an opinion. Like that's the only thing that you might be, you know, like that might be true, you know. You like if this is, yeah, if this is your dad or your brother or your or a friend of yours, or like it's just, yes, you had an opinion about this person's partner, and maybe you voiced that opinion, and that made you a threat, you know. And it's like, I feel like you were maybe even rather diplomatic about it. I think you said maybe something like, maybe you just asked some questions, like how is your partner treating you, or like what's going on, or like how, like or maybe you just asked whether the partner showed interest in their friends, like the person on your mind's friends or family, like whether this like maybe you just asked some critical questions which made you you know, made you dangerous to the status quo, to the harmony of the relationship. So yeah, it is sad. It's very sad, but yeah. And yes, I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, and bye. Hello, group number 4. You chose the Tarot del Fuego tarot deck, and I'm going to start with some channeling, and then I'm going to shuffle the cards for you. So I'm going to do the channeling now. So Spirit, can you answer this question for group number 4, the people who will choose group number 4? Why did the person on group number 4's mind turn against group number 4? They were influenced by a bully. There was a bully involved, someone who was too cool for school, someone who was wearing like a, you know, oversized t-shirts and like, you know, pants that were like down to their knees, you know, where you could see all, like you could see this person's underpants. And this person had like a cap on and was like, you know, okay, I don't know why I'm describing this person, but that's what's coming through, is that there was someone who was, you know, ridiculous, you know, but the person that you're asking about thought this person was the coolest person in the world, you know. This person looked up to that person. The person on your mind just wanted to be this person. Like they yeah. And suddenly, like, I feel like this was, I feel like this is something from the past. I feel like you're asking about a person from the past because I'm getting a very juvenile energy here. This is not someone who is an adult, you know. This is like I'm getting an energy from like a 13-year-old, you know. And if this is someone that you have only known as an adult, then I hate to say it, but this person's mind is like a 13-year-old's. Like this person might have some developmental issues, something, I don't know, but it is a very juvenile energy. But I am sensing that for most of you, you're maybe asking about someone that you went to school with, you know, elementary with, or like, I don't know, like someone that you knew as a child. And they were a child too. And I think this person just suddenly felt like they had a way to get in with the cool crew, and that was by making fun of others, you know. That was maybe giving them some street cred, that they could make fun of you and possibly other people too, you know. That it was the only way to charm themselves into this other person's friend group, you know, the bully's friend group, and be a part of the in crew of the bullies. And so I think they turned against you because it made them look cool with the cool kids. Like if the bully jumped off a cliff, I think the person on your mind would follow, just because it's the cool kid doing it. It's and like this, the person that you're asking about is just very easily influenced, very gullible, very like very weak mind. So with the Two of Cups reversed, why did they turn against you? It's because, you know, at the end of the day, this person was just ready to betray you. And the reason why that is because this person didn't have empathy for you. And I don't think this person had empathy at all. I think this person was without empathy and didn't care really what, like, who they were hurting. And they would bully you, who was actually a friend of theirs. I feel like you two had a good connection going on. Like, I feel like you like there was, I feel like you two hit it off rather well. But, you know, nothing is sacred for someone who is without empathy. like someone who doesn't have compassion, someone who doesn't have remorse. With the Seven of Swords reversed, this person is just kind of dumb as well. Has a hard time calculating consequences, is more focused on their needs right now instead of thinking about the end game. They are just, trying to, I don't know, like it's just, so they turned against you because they didn't quite realize they didn't realize what they were losing. They didn't realize that by bullying you, which I feel like they did, kind of, they were mean to you, I think. And by doing that, they didn't quite think that what they were doing was actually going to cause you to not be able to be friends anymore. And I feel like this person might have thought that you could still be friends in secret or something, which is a very juvenile way to think of it. And again, I just feel like we are in school, and I feel like you two were 10 years old, 13 years old or something. Of course, I know that maybe this is just the mind of this person being kind of, undeveloped, but it's just, I think this person just thought that you understood somehow, that this person was just doing it for show, to show off to their friends, that it was just hilarious, that they were just being hilarious on your behalf and making jokes so that other people would start liking them. And even though it made you hurt, even though it was painful for you, it didn't matter, because in this person's mind it was just about what would make them popular. And if that meant cracking jokes at you, then that was not, not all bad in their opinion, because it helped them achieve something. So and then they just thought they could have the cake and eat it too, and so they could get popular on your behalf at school, and then still get to talk to you when you're not in school, when you were walking home from school, or like playing together after school, that was okay still. But it wasn't, of course. It's like why would that be okay? And if this wasn't like something that happened when you were 13 years old or something, if it's happening right now, or was happening for a few years ago with an adult, and you were an adult and they were an adult, like if that was if that's the situation, I think this person was just cracking jokes at you to get popular, maybe at the university. If this person, I don't believe that for a second. Like how did this person, like how would that even make sense? Like this person is really not very sharp, But if that is the case, I guess everything is possible. I guess everyone can get a mentor or something, or I don't know. But if that is the case, then I think this person was just using you to get popular, by bullying you to look cool in front of the others, but still wanted, wanted to use you when nobody's looking, to talk to you, to have conversations with you, to get your advice, to maybe even have a romantic connection with you. Like, how would that even make sense? Like, why would this person think that you would want to have a romantic connection with them when they are bullying you in order to get popular? So I don't know if that's the thing here. Like, I feel like this is strange, you know, strange behavior. But, you know, whatever. Like, I feel like there's a lot of different scenarios here in this reading. So, with the Four of Wands reversed, I think this person turned against you because at the end of the day, I think this person didn't want to like, there's a bonfire on this card here, and it's reversed. So the bonfire, it might have, like, oh, you might have, oh, okay, so maybe this person tried to make a move on you after. I don't know, like, why, like, I feel like this is strange because you're, of course, asking why they turned against you. But maybe this was before. Like, maybe they, maybe it was before they turned against you, or maybe after, I don't know. But maybe this person tried to make a move on you, and you might have very politely declined them, even though maybe, like, maybe you tried to be very subtle about it, didn't want anyone to know, and maybe you also told them that you were never going to tell anyone about it. But maybe this person still felt like after that they didn't have respect for you or whatever, like, because you didn't pull out, and then they thought it was, you know, it was their right somehow to make fun of you and bully you, and I don't know. But this could have also happened afterwards, like after they had bullied you and made fun of you in front of everybody else, and gotten really popular by making fun of you and other people, and that was something that the bullies really respected, and so this person got into the inner circle of the bullies, and then, like, still wanted to have you on the side, and still, like, wanted to still be with you or talk to you in your spare time. But maybe, and then maybe actually made a move on you and wanted it to be a secret thing that nobody else was going to know about, you know. And so, and still wanted to keep bullying you in school while dating you on the side in secret, which is terrible, by the way. Like, that's a horrible thing. I don't know, like, I don't know where this person turned against you. I feel like it was like, I don't know if this person ever was like good to you, ever. I feel like this person just used you for whatever they were feeling at the time. So I feel like this person didn't really turn against you, because in order to turn against you, they would have had to be, you know, some way decent to you before that, you know? And I don't think they were. I think they were always a shit person. And, you know, the sun reversed. I think this person was, you know, rather bad. Always, all the time. Never had good intentions at all. Was always just a selfish prick who was only thinking about their own needs and and what they could get and what would benefit them. So yes, I think they were just a terrible person from the beginning. So but I'm going to shuffle these Gypsy Oracle cards just to get a little bit more information about why they turned against you. Okay, so cheerfulness reversed. So they didn't find it to be fun anymore. Like, you might have, like, maybe this person kept making fun of you for a long time, and then you might have confronted this person and said that you don't like it when they make fun of you to others and crack jokes on your behalf, or and I think maybe you created some boundaries that this person was not gonna, you know, they couldn't imagine themselves actually following those guidelines that you were giving them, and I think they just thought that all the fun was over, you know. That now it's no fun anymore. Like, what's the fun in being in a friendship or relationship where you can't bully the person that you're with, you know? And I think that's their reasoning behind why they turned against you, is that it wasn't fun anymore. You were starting to become difficult because you were setting boundaries, healthy boundaries, and you were limiting them in their bullying and their bad behavior. And they didn't like that. They felt like it was taking away their freedom, you know? And I'm also getting something about, why did you have to cry about it? Something, I think this person just has zero empathy. So if this person made a joke about you and you started crying because you thought it was very mean and very nasty, and again, it could be that you two were 13 or 10 or maybe younger at that time, I don't know. But if this person said something that was really, really mean to you and you started crying, that would be a very natural response. But I think this person just thought, you know, why did you have to ruin the fun by starting to cry? You know, like, you could have just, you know, acted like you didn't care, or like you just kept up appearances by just laughing at the joke on your behalf. Like, or at your behalf or whatever, like the laughing at the joke that was about you, and like something mean about you or your mother, or like something that was just, you know, way crossing the line. Like, it was like way over the line, and I think yeah, I think that the only thing that this person thinks about when they think about this incident is that you ruined it by crying. Like, you ruined it by reacting to their shitty actions, you know? It's not their actions that what was the problem. Like, it wasn't their behavior that was the issue here. It was just you who didn't get the joke, you know? And it's like, well, I think this person wouldn't have found it to be funny if the tables had been turned here. Like, if the roles were reversed, I don't think this person would have been laughing at all. And that's the thing that this person can't comprehend, because this person can't put themselves in other people's shoes, you know? So they don't understand this whole idea of switching places, you know, and imagining how their own words would affect them if it was being said by somebody else, you know. And so it's a very juvenile mind, and this person is, you know, it's, I think you didn't lose anything here by this person turning against you. Of course, I do want to know, like, what drove them to turn against you in the first place, like at the beginning when they started bullying you. But I feel like it's just the answer is simple in a way. I think this person just you know, was like just like running with the others, you know, or were running with someone else. Like, I don't know if it was the others, but it was someone else, like a bully that this person was affected by, and they just wanted to, you know, mimic the other one, like wanted to kind of be a parrot to that person, because they knew that that person was getting a lot of popularity and street cred by being that way. And I think this person just wanted to, you know, wanted to copy that person, be a copycat, and do that because they knew that that would give them success or popularity. It's I don't know about the success part, but success in getting popularity, that's what I mean. So I don't know, like it's a very strange mindset, and I'm going to shuffle some of these archetype cards just to get a little bit more information about why they turned against you, or what was the first reason. So child eternal. This person is an eternal child. This person can't, for the sake of them, grow up. They can't grow up. Like, they are stuck in a very childish mind. And they can't, you know, just grow out of it because they're stuck there. Like, their development just froze, and they are just there. Like, they are still on the kind of on the playground, still fighting for a toy, or still, like, you know, like it's just, it's sad. But yeah, this person is a child. And of course, if this person was a child when they turned against you, that could also just be that, you know, they were a child, they were stupid, and children are stupid. But if this person hasn't changed since then there's something wrong with them. But of course, if they might have changed now, then give this person the benefit of the doubt. If this person tries to reach out to you in a, like, because if this was something that was going on when this person was 10 years old, then it's okay. If this person was 13, they should have known better. I think. Like, I think they would have known that their actions were wrong at that time, but maybe if they were 10 years old, they might not have known the difference between right and wrong. And of course, like, kids are a little bit more opportunistic sometimes in like they will just do whatever they have to do in order to survive, you know. And it's about being a part of the herd, like finding a pack to be in. Especially if you're a weak mind, you need a pack. You need to belong somewhere. You need to have some people you can follow, because if you're on your own, you can't thrive with a weak mind, and you need to have some people to copy, and you need to have some people that will show you the way. And so I think this person just couldn't survive without a pack, and you were maybe not pack enough. You know, you were like, if you were just one person or two people or three people, I don't know how many friends you had at that time, and maybe it just didn't matter how many friends you had, because it might have been the wrong gender. Because this person might have also felt like the only people that they could copy, the only people they could mirror, was people of the same gender as them. So if this person was a boy and you were a girl, maybe, or the opposite, if I don't know, then this person just needed a pack that was boys, and so they couldn't be a part of your pack, because your pack were girls, and they couldn't get cooties, you know, and they couldn't like, it's just, yeah, I don't know, like I feel like they're like, if this is something that happened when you were a child, remember that this person was, like, you know, especially if this was a boy, boys have a tendency to develop later, you know, and so even though you had consciousness to a point where you were able to understand the consequences of your own actions and stuff like that, this person just didn't have that awareness at the time. But if this is someone that you have only met as an adult, and they were an adult, then this person doesn't have any excuse whatsoever, and you're better off without this person, because this person is juvenile as shit, and that's just what it is. So yeah, but that's all I have for you. Group number 4. I hope this reading was helpful, and have a great day. And if you want a personal reading from me, check the description box below for more information on how to get one. And thank you for watching, and bye.